So, I've been meaning to do an introduction to my Japanese phone for a while now. And since I'm leaving soon, I better do it now before it doesn't work anymore. So, I'll start off with the outside of it. Looks like a pretty normal phone. If you tap a button on the side, it shows you the date and time. On the back, we have a camera feature. It's 3.2 megapixels, which is probably higher than most cameras you can find in the States. So it has like a side port for a mini SD card, or a micro SD card rather, which I use to save photos and then upload to my computer. And there are a few other cool features, but I'll get to those a little later. So you open it up. It's looks like a pretty big phone right here, but you can turn to the side like that. And just being able to do it looks pretty cool, but it gets better. So it has an antenna right here. You pull that up, and then you can go into the TV function, and you can start watching Japanese TV. Now this feature is actually free. It comes with pretty much all phones in Japan. Maybe not all of them, but most actually do have this feature. And you can even record shows. You can look at program information. You can like see what time shows are coming on, and also have it remind you when a show is coming on so you can watch it. You get out of that, turn it back, and there's some cool features in the menu that I want to show. The tools are pretty basic. It has, calendar, alarm, but it also has wake up TV, and tasks and stuff like that. One cool thing about it is this symbol right here, if you can see that. That actually means that you can swipe your phone to buy things at, say, vending machines, or going to a cash register and just swiping your phone. I haven't set this one up to do it, but you can actually link your phone to your bank account and swipe it. You might have heard of that feature as something that Japanese phones can do, but actually not all of them can. Let's see, it has various other things, like it has a barcode scanner, where there are certain barcodes on, say, advertisements, or even on like games in the arcade. It'll give you a barcode, and you can actually scan it with your camera function, and then it'll give you a site that you can go to, which is another thing this phone can get online. And actually, the online is pretty easy to do, and it's actually rather cheap too. I believe it's $3 a month or so for me on my plan, but I don't really use it too much, because when you start to go on and you're accumulating kilobytes and megabytes of page loads, then that's going to make the cost increase, and to be honest, I don't really need it. See what other things we have here. Infrared is a really cool feature on this phone. This black piece right here, if you set your infrared on, you can actually accept other people's phone information, such as their phone number and just their whole personal file on their phone, and you can trade people's files like that. You can also trade stuff like pictures, and I believe you can take videos on here as well. So you should be able to send those as long as you're linking up with this piece right here. So if you have another phone, you put it right next to it, and it links. Well, you set it to link, and then you can send various information, which is very convenient, especially when you don't feel like writing down someone's number or typing it in. You just send it, and you get all their information. their name and their birth date sometimes, even their blood type. There's also Bluetooth in here. Haven't really used that. To connect to my computer, I have a USB port that goes through this, which is also how you charge it. Charge as well. It's being plugged in. What else do we have here? One of the cool features about this phone is that you can actually go overseas and make calls over there. It's gonna be a little costly, but with this phone you can do it. So if I went to the States and I still had my phone connected to the plan, I would be able to make calls. Probably roaming. This is a 3G phone, which is rather standard in Japan. Some things that you wouldn't think are extra maybe are like voicemail and call waiting, I believe are extra, and I might not have that. But it is a really cool phone. One thing that I don't like about it as much is texting. When you're texting, it doesn't have word guess for when you're typing in English. Luckily, this phone did come with an English menu, so it's very easy to navigate. But when you're going into texting, and you're texting in Japanese, that's where it can guess the words, but it can't guess English words. So you have to type each letter, and then the space button is kind of weird. You just have to go over. There's no actual space. And besides that, I'm really gonna miss this phone, because when you go over to the States and they disconnect your SIM card, or even if you disconnect your plan and the SIM card is not connected to that plan, you can no longer even turn on your phone, much less make calls or take pictures or anything like that. So my plan is I'm going to find someone. It's probably going to be you, Gary. And Gary, you're going to help me unlock this phone, and I'm going to connect my provider to it. With any luck, I'll be using this phone in America as well. Sweet.